First, I don't think there'll be any noticeable change in the substance of Iranian policy towards Israel. More polite. It's these Ahmadinejad clique that kept talking about wiping whatever off the face of the earth. But Salahi, the foreign minister, has been calling Israel Israel for a long time. And I was with him once, and he was challenged, and he said, "Would you prefer me to use other terms?" But he didn't soften his policy at all. I think this is revolutionary baggage. I think it's a whole other layer of the Iranian onion that's going to have to be peeled away before that goes, and I just don't think it's on the verge of a change. Sanctions. I think sanctions have achieved leverage, and I would agree. Where I break part with the critics of sanctions is when they criticize sanctions. I think they're wrong. Where I agree with the critics of sanctions is that sanctions aren't a policy. I think they're right. I think sanctions have achieved leverage, and now it's time for the U.S. to come up with a much more creative effort than we have so far. I don't think we owe anybody anything. I think Iran was trying to build a nuclear weapon. I think they got caught. So I don't think we owe the people or the government anything. But I think we owe it to ourselves to try to stop war. And in the name of that, I think policy ought to be a lot more deftly crafted than it has been, which has not been very creative. I do think that the sort of Ahmadinejad Holocaust denial rhetoric, and this could be just wild hope, but I really do think it's done. People outside his circle have not used it. It's really been something that he and his acolytes have clung on to, and I just see no indication that it's going to continue.
Absolutely, you're right. I think as Rouhani called his government as a government of hope and wisdom, he would avoid any unwise comment, Ahmadinejad sort of rhetoric about Israel and other issue. But as I said, he has to pick one thing to have a upper hand, and that would be nuclear issue. I don't expect fundamental change domestically and internationally. So I don't think so. There will be a change toward Israel. So the policy wouldn't change toward Israel or like this. But of course, he would change the language definitely.